Hello and welcome. Today we're embarking on a journey together into understanding the subtle yet impactful aspects of our spiritual lives. There's more to this world than what we can see with our physical eyes. A spiritual realm coexists with our reality. Many ancient traditions speak of this unseen world, a place of energies and entities influencing our experiences. We'll explore monitoring spirits, unseen entities that observe and hinder. This is about awareness, not fear. Understanding is the first step towards freedom. Let's begin this important conversation together. One of the first indicators that something is amiss is the unsettling sensation of being watched. You know the feeling, alone, yet the hairs on your neck stand up. It's a primal instinct, alerting us that our energetic boundaries are being tested. This feeling can follow you, making it pervasive and disturbing. It's a profound disquiet that settles deep within your spirit. Living with this constant feeling can take an emotional toll. It's an awareness, a form of spiritual discernment. Your intuition is speaking to you, alerting you to the need for spiritual vigilance and protection. This is your spirit's early warning system. Beyond the general feeling of being watched, sometimes there are actual visual disturbances. Those fleeting shadows, those quick movements you catch just out of the corner of your eye. You turn your head, expecting to see someone or something, but there's nothing there. It happens in a split second, so fast that you might even doubt what you saw. These aren't just ordinary tricks of the light or your eyes playing games. Often, they are a more tangible manifestation of that unseen presence. Now, let's journey into another realm where these monitoring influences can make their presence known, the world of our dreams. Our dreamscapes reflect our subconscious and can be conduits for spiritual messages. Monitoring spirits might communicate or intimidate through dreams, revealing what our waking minds overlook. Pay close attention to recurring themes, emotions, and symbols in your dreams. They can be potent indicators from your subconscious or spirit. Keeping a dream journal and reflecting on these patterns can be a powerful tool for discernment. Listen to the whispers of your soul, even those that come in the night, guiding you to greater awareness. Have you ever encountered someone who seems to possess an uncanny knowledge about your personal life? They know details you haven't shared, making you feel exposed and vulnerable. This unsettling phenomenon can feel like a breach of your inner world. It's possible these individuals are influenced by monitoring spirits. Their unusual knowledge could be a sign of unseen surveillance. Another way these monitoring energies can make themselves known through others is by an excessive, almost relentless curiosity displayed by certain individuals regarding your personal affairs. We all have friends who are naturally curious and caring, but this is different. This is a level of inquiry that goes far beyond normal friendly interest. It feels persistent, probing, and sometimes even obsessive. They seem to have an insatiable need to know every detail about your life, your plans, your relationships, and your challenges, often pressing for information you're not ready or willing to share. Their questions can feel like a constant barrage. The nature of their inquiries is often what sets them apart. They might repeatedly ask about very specific personal areas of your life, returning to topics you've already indicated you're not comfortable discussing. They might fish for information, subtly trying to extract details about your finances, your spiritual practices, your future aspirations, or your private struggles. Their questions might seem innocent on the surface, but there's an intensity, a persistence that feels disproportionate to the relationship you share with them. It's as if they are on a mission to collect data, to build a comprehensive file on your life, piece by piece. This kind of intrusive questioning, this relentless prying, can understandably cause a great deal of unease and discomfort. It can make you feel like you're under a microscope, constantly being evaluated or interrogated. You might find yourself becoming increasingly guarded around this person, carefully filtering your words and feeling suspicious of their underlying motives, even if they cloak their inquiries in expressions of concern or care. It can create a sense of pressure to divulge more than you wish, leaving you feeling drained and defensive after your interactions. This is not the energy of genuine, supportive friendship. Here we must again consider the spiritual underpinnings. This insatiable curiosity, this drive to extract personal information could be more than just a personality quirk. It might be subtly driven or influenced by unseen forces that seek to gather intelligence about you for potentially negative purposes, to find vulnerabilities, to understand your strengths, or to track your progress in order to hinder it. The individual might be an unwitting pawn in this spiritual game, their natural curiosity amplified or directed by these monitoring influences. Recognizing this pattern is key to protecting your energy and your information. Now, let's talk about a particularly troubling pattern: encountering individuals whose presence or input consistently seems to precede setbacks, negativity, or a stalling of your progress, especially right after you've shared good news or exciting plans with them. It's a subtle but often devastating phenomenon. You might be feeling joyful and optimistic about a new venture, a relationship, or a personal goal. You share your excitement with this person, and almost like clockwork, things begin to unravel. Obstacles appear out of nowhere, or your enthusiasm mysteriously wanes. It's a pattern that, once noticed, is hard to ignore. Explore how their advice or reactions might subtly steer you off course, or how their energy seems to cast an almost tangible pall over your brightest aspirations. Their input might not be overtly negative. Sometimes it's cloaked in concern like, "Oh, are you sure you're ready for that?" Or that sounds very difficult. I hope you've thought it through." Other times it might be a subtle lack of enthusiasm, a lukewarm response to your joy, or even a comment that implants a tiny seed of doubt or fear. It's more than just them being a pessimist. It feels as if their interaction with your plans somehow taints them or invites negative energy. Consider the recurring pattern, because this is where the truth often lies. You share something positive, something you're building or hoping for. They react in their characteristic way, perhaps with that subtle discouragement, a touch of envy disguised as advice, an oddly timed warning, or just a strange, unreadable energy. And then, almost predictably, you encounter unexpected difficulties. Your motivation dips, or the very thing you were excited about starts to lose its shine or encounters inexplicable roadblocks. It's this consistent sequence of share, interact, stagnate that becomes a significant spiritual red flag. This is where we must open ourselves to the possibility that these individuals, perhaps entirely unknowingly, might be used as channels to transmit negative energy, or that their own spiritual state, perhaps their own unresolved issues, envy or negativity, attracts or cooperates with unseen spirits that aim to hinder your progress and dim your light. It's not always about conscious, malicious intent on their part, but the effect is the same. Discerning these patterns, recognizing these subtle saboteurs, is crucial for protecting your blessings, your vision, and your spiritual well-being. It calls for wisdom and sometimes lovingly creating distance. All right, now let's talk about something we all experience: our dreams. Some dreams, especially repetitive ones, are more than just your brain tidying up. They are whispers from your soul trying to get your attention. These dreams carry messages urging you to listen, so keep a notebook by your bed and write them down. In those patterns lie clues and insights. Your spirit is always guiding if you listen. Sometimes repetitive dreams feel prophetic, especially when they involve warnings about specific individuals. It's a profound experience, a spiritual heads up that something isn't quite right. Pay attention to these dreams. They could be a divine early warning system. So you've been having these dreams, these repetitive warnings, perhaps about certain individuals. You've acknowledged them, you haven't brushed them aside. Now what? This is where your spiritual discernment, that incredible inner compass we all possess, truly comes into play. It's about more than just having the dream. It's about wisely interpreting and responding to the message. This is your spirit equipping you, giving you insight so you can navigate your life with greater wisdom and protection. It's a gift, truly it is, even if the messages are sometimes hard to hear or accept. Often these dream warnings don't exist in a vacuum. Start to connect the dots. Do these feelings or scenarios in your dreams resonate with any subtle or not so subtle experiences you've had with these individuals in your waking life? Have you had those little check in your spirit moments around them, those intuitive nudges that something felt off, even if you couldn't explain why? Sometimes the dreams are simply amplifying what your intuition has already been whispering to you during the day. It's like your spirit is giving you confirmation, saying, yes, what you've been sensing, pay attention to that. This is real. What are the practical steps you can take? First and foremost, take it to a place of prayer or deep meditation. Ask for clarity, ask for wisdom, ask for protection. If you have a trusted spiritual mentor or a wise friend, someone who operates with true discernment and integrity, you might consider sharing, not for gossip, but for guidance. And then, my friends, it's about setting healthy boundaries. This doesn't always mean confrontation. Sometimes it means quietly creating distance, being more guarded with your personal information around certain individuals, or making a conscious decision not to engage on a deep level if your spirit is sounding an alarm. Remember, this spiritual discernment, especially when communicated through your dreams, is a divine protection, a loving guidance system. Trust that inner voice, that spiritual nudge, even when it leads you to make uncomfortable choices. It's about honoring your well-being, protecting your peace, and walking in the truth that your spirit reveals to you. Heeding this inner compass is an act of profound self-care and spiritual maturity. It's you partnering with the divine to navigate the complexities of relationships and influences in your life, ensuring you stay on a path of light and purpose. Oh, we have all been there, haven't we? You're fired up, you're excited about a new idea, a new project, a goal you've set for yourself. Maybe it's a new business venture, a creative endeavor, a personal transformation you're embarking on. You can feel the energy, the momentum building like a beautiful wave carrying you forward. You're making plans, taking action, and everything feels like it's finally clicking into place. There's that incredible sense of possibility in the air, that feeling that you are truly on your way to something wonderful, something you've longed for. And then, just like that, it happens. Out of nowhere, it feels like you've hit a brick wall. The phone calls stop coming, the opportunities dry up, that clear path forward suddenly becomes foggy and filled with unexpected obstacles. The very things that were flowing so easily now require enormous effort, and even then they don't seem to move. It's like the wind has completely gone out of your sails and you're left bewildered, wondering what on earth just happened. That vibrant energy you felt, that powerful momentum, it just dissipates, leaving you feeling stuck and deflated. The frustration that sets in, oh, I know that feeling, it can be immense. You start to question everything, don't you? You question yourself. Did I do something wrong? Am I not good enough? Did I misread the signs? You might even start to question the universe, wondering why things were going so well, only to come to such an abrupt and disheartening halt. It's a confusing and often painful place to be, especially when you've poured your heart and soul into your aspirations. You're left searching for answers, trying to understand the invisible forces that seem to have stalled your progress. But what if I told you that sometimes this sudden stagnation isn't just a run of bad luck or a sign that your dream isn't meant to be? What if sometimes it's connected to something else, something more intentional? What if the energy around your progress was somehow compromised, perhaps by influences you weren't even aware of? This is where we need to open our minds and our spirits to the possibility that not all hindrances are accidental. Sometimes there are unseen dynamics at play, and understanding them is the first step to reclaiming your momentum and protecting your journey forward. So, when you find yourself in that place of sudden, inexplicable stagnation, I want you to take a deep breath, and then I want you to do a little detective work with your memory. Think back. When did this shift happen? When did the energy change? Was there a specific point in time when the momentum started to wane, when those obstacles began to appear? And more importantly, who did you share your exciting news with, your detailed plans, just before things started to go sideways? This isn't about blame, it's about awareness, about recognizing patterns. You see, sharing our dreams, our hopes, our big plans, it's a natural human desire. We want to connect, to celebrate, to feel supported. And in many cases, that sharing is a beautiful and affirming experience. But here's the truth, and it's a hard truth sometimes. Not everyone who hears your good news has your best interest at heart. Sometimes our vulnerability, our very enthusiasm, can inadvertently open a door for energies that are not aligned with our success. These could be energies of jealousy, envy, or even unconscious negativity from people who, for their own reasons, don't want to see us shine too brightly. Now, I want to be very clear here. This isn't about becoming a suspicious, guarded person who trusts no one, not at all. But it is about cultivating discernment. It's about understanding that some individuals, whether they realize it or not, can carry an energy that acts like a momentum breaker or a dream dimmer. When you share your precious budding plans with someone who is operating from a place of lack or comparison or hidden resentment, their energetic response, even if unspoken, can sometimes create interference. It's like a subtle energetic net that can get cast over your aspirations. Think of your dreams and plans like tiny, delicate seedlings. In their early stages, they need a very specific environment to thrive. They need positivity, encouragement, and protection. Broadcasting every detail to everyone, especially before those seedlings have developed strong roots, can expose them to harsh elements. This is why sometimes, after you've poured out your heart about your next big move to a certain person or a particular group, you might find that your project mysteriously loses steam. It's a painful pattern, but recognizing it is the first step toward breaking it and safeguarding your future progress. When you share your project or good news with someone and progress hits a snag, that's a signal. Be selective about who you share your dreams with. Protect your plans from negative influence. Nurture them quietly until they're strong enough. Your dreams matter. Be a faithful steward. Let's talk about the deeper connections around us. Nature often sends us messages in unexpected ways. Seeing the same animal repeatedly can be a sign. It's a whisper from the universe asking for your attention. Ancient wisdom speaks of animals as omens and guides. We are deeply intertwined with nature's rhythms and mysteries. The key is awareness and discernment. Listen with your soul to decipher the universe's messages. Animals like owls, crows, snakes, and black cats often carry deep symbolic meanings across cultures. They are often seen as messengers, observers, or symbols of transformation and hidden knowledge. The owl, for instance, is a keeper of secrets. The crow, intelligent and observant. The snake, a symbol of transformation. And the black cat, tied to the mystical. These animals can guide us, reflecting the energies around us. Trust your intuition when interpreting their presence. It's not just the animal kingdom that can act as a conduit for these subtle spiritual messages. Sometimes the universe uses other forms of symbols, things that repeat themselves with an uncanny frequency. Have you ever noticed seeing the same sequence of numbers everywhere you look, or perhaps a particular object starts appearing unexpectedly and repeatedly? These aren't always mere coincidences. They can be a form of communication. These symbolic repetitions can manifest in many different ways. It might be a song lyric that plays every time you're thinking about a certain situation, or a specific word or phrase that you suddenly start hearing or reading over and over again. It could even be a distinct scent that appears at significant moments. The power of these symbols lies in their ability to cut through the noise of our busy lives. When we consider the idea of monitoring spirits, it's plausible that such entities might latch onto symbols. It could be a way of maintaining a subtle connection or influencing your thoughts or emotions. The pattern of repetition is the first important clue that something beyond the ordinary is trying to communicate. Broaden your awareness beyond just animal messengers and attune to the symbolic language of your environment. Keep a notebook or a note on your phone and jot down these recurrences. What were you doing or thinking? How did it make you feel? Over time, patterns may emerge that offer profound insights into the unseen influences around you. This is about reclaiming your energetic space. Now, we're going to talk about something many of us have experienced, perhaps without even having the words to fully describe it. It's that profound sense of your energy just seeping away after being around a certain person. We all have a spiritual life force, a vibrant energy that fuels our joy, our creativity, our very being. And just as we can feel uplifted and energized by some people, we can, unfortunately, feel utterly depleted by others. This isn't just about feeling a little tired after a long conversation. It's a deeper, more significant drain, a sense that your inner light has been dimmed, your spiritual battery run low. Think about it. Have you ever walked away from an interaction feeling like you've run a marathon, even though you were just sitting and talking? Your body might feel heavy, your mind foggy, your usual enthusiasm just gone, replaced by an inexplicable weariness. This can be a sign that you've encountered what some call an energy vampire, an individual who, whether they mean to or not, draws upon the life force of those around them to replenish their own. When this happens consistently with the same person, it's a red flag that your spirit is trying to wave, signaling an unhealthy, energetic exchange that needs your immediate attention. This spiritual drainage can manifest in very physical ways too. You might experience sudden headaches, a feeling of heaviness in your limbs, or an overwhelming urge to sleep, even if you were feeling perfectly fine before the encounter. Emotionally, you might find yourself feeling inexplicably sad, anxious or irritable after spending time with this individual. It's as if their energy, or the energy they're connected to, leaves a residue on your spirit, a weight that wasn't yours to carry. This is a very real phenomenon, and acknowledging it is the first step towards protecting your precious energy. It's so important to understand that this feeling of being drained is more than just a bad mood or a personality clash. It's your spirit's way of telling you that an interaction is costing you too much, that your energetic boundaries are being compromised. When we talk about monitoring spirits, sometimes the people who leave you feeling this way might be, consciously or unconsciously, conduits for that watchful, draining energy. Paying attention to these shifts in your own vitality is absolutely key to maintaining your spiritual well-being and peace of mind, because your energy is your most valuable resource. Now, we're going to talk about something many of us have experienced, perhaps without even having the words to fully describe it. It's that profound sense of your energy just seeping away after being around a certain person. We all have a spiritual life force, a vibrant energy that fuels our joy, our creativity, our very being. And just as we can feel uplifted and energized by some people, we can, unfortunately, feel utterly depleted by others. This isn't just about feeling a little tired after a long conversation. It's a deeper, more significant drain, a sense that your inner light has been dimmed, your spiritual battery run low. Think about it. Have you ever walked away from an interaction feeling like you've run a marathon, even though you were just sitting and talking? Your body might feel heavy, your mind foggy, your usual enthusiasm just gone, replaced by an inexplicable weariness. This can be a sign that you've encountered what some call an energy vampire, an individual who, whether they mean to or not, draws upon the life force of those around them to replenish their own. When this happens consistently with the same person, it's a red flag that your spirit is trying to wave, signaling an unhealthy, energetic exchange that needs your immediate attention. This spiritual drainage can manifest in very physical ways too. You might experience sudden headaches, a feeling of heaviness in your limbs, or an overwhelming urge to sleep, even if you were feeling perfectly fine before the encounter. Emotionally, you might find yourself feeling inexplicably sad, anxious or irritable after spending time with this individual. It's as if their energy, or the energy they're connected to, leaves a residue on your spirit, a weight that wasn't yours to carry. This is a very real phenomenon, and acknowledging it is the first step towards protecting your precious energy. It's so important to understand that this feeling of being drained is more than just a bad mood or a personality clash. It's your spirit's way of telling you that an interaction is costing you too much, that your energetic boundaries are being compromised. When we talk about monitoring spirits, sometimes the people who leave you feeling this way might be, consciously or unconsciously, conduits for that watchful, draining energy. Paying attention to these shifts in your own vitality is absolutely key to maintaining your spiritual well-being and peace of mind, because your energy is your most valuable resource. Beyond just feeling your energy drain away, another really telling sign that something is amiss in your interactions, possibly linked to a monitoring presence, is a sudden onset of confusion or a clouding of your mental clarity, specifically around or after engaging with a certain individual. You might find yourself second-guessing your own thoughts, your own intuition, which is usually so clear. It's like a mental fog rolls in, making it hard to concentrate, to make decisions, or even to recall details of your own life or plans accurately. This isn't just forgetfulness, it's a distinct shift from your usual state of mental acuity. This confusion can be incredibly unsettling because it undermines your sense of self, your confidence in your own perceptions. One moment you feel sure about a path, a decision, or an insight you've had, and the next, after talking to this particular person, you're filled with doubt, uncertainty, and a bewildering sense of disorientation. They might not even say anything overtly negative or contradictory, yet their presence or the energy they carry seems to scramble your inner compass, leaving you feeling lost and unsure of which way is up. It's a subtle but powerful form of spiritual interference. Think about times when you've shared a joyful plan or a deep conviction with someone, only to walk away feeling strangely deflated, your enthusiasm dampened, and your mind muddled with questions that weren't there before. This kind of confusion can be a deliberate or undeliberate tactic, a way for a monitoring influence to sow seeds of doubt, to disrupt your progress, or to make you more susceptible to external suggestion. When your own thoughts are in turmoil, it's much harder to hear the clear, quiet voice of your intuition, your spirit, which is always trying to guide you towards your highest good. Recognizing this pattern is so incredibly important. If you consistently leave interactions with a specific person feeling mentally scrambled, questioning your own sanity, or unable to think straight, that is a significant spiritual indicator. It's your mind's way of signaling that the energetic exchange is not healthy, that something is actively working to obscure your clarity. This isn't about blaming the other person outright, but about acknowledging the effect their presence or the energies around them has on your mental and spiritual equilibrium, so you can take steps to protect your inner peace and your truth. So, how do we begin to navigate these challenging, energetic encounters? The first step is to observe your inner state, pinpoint interactions that leave you drained or confused. Journaling helps identify patterns and triggers. Trust your intuition, it's your early warning system. Acknowledge these signals to protect your energy. We've journeyed together through some deep waters today, haven't we? Awareness is the first step towards empowerment. Prayer and spiritual practices fortify your spirit. Balance and groundedness are vital. Seek professional support if needed. Your spiritual and mental health are intertwined. Live in fullness, peace, and light. If you find this content inspiring, please like and share it with others.